This is the Riot Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Hudson.
Hello.
So you're the new guest star of the Riot.
For the next few days.
Mm-hmm. So if you don't like the sound of that voice, get used to it. Because Hudson is here. So, yeah, that's happening. What are we doing here? Let's see. Today in the podcast, we talked about the planet Nibiru.
Yeah,
that's
if you don't know what that is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you all jumped up as soon as you heard us mention it. Soda plays a key role. We talk about big shakeups at Netflix.
Yeah, that was huge news.
Minecon, blueberry donuts. We do a food fight. Thank you again to Jennifer from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yep, breaking the diets.
Oh, dude. And then let's see what else we got here. Audiobooks for dogs, Nintendo World Championships, and soda.
We hit a lot of stuff, like a wide-ranging cornucopia, you could say.
All the hard-hitting news. That's all we ever do.
Yes.
So I feel like Hudson has just walked right in, and we're doing just fine.
Thrown into the fire.
So you guys enjoy the podcast. Fine. Remember, it's available all over the place. Feel free to tell your friends. It is The Riot.
Imagine a world where the Riot never talks, and it's glorious Radio U music for hours on end. Now, imagine the opposite of that. You're already there. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Now, Hudson, what can you tell me about Nibiru?
Nothing. Is that a drink?
What about if I said Planet X?
I don't know. Is that some Scientology thing?
So it's either an energy drink or Scientology.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's neither one of those things. The internet conspiracy theory goes like this.
Okay.
There's a 10th planet in our solar system that has I believe they call it an oblong orbit, but its orbit constantly keeps it in like the shadow and something, whatever of other planets. So we've never been able to actually see it.
Oh, really?
Yes. But originally, it was going to happen in 2012. That's why the Mayan calendar was going to run out, because Nibiru was going to hit us in 2012 and
right.
That was going to be the end. But that didn't happen. In fact, on some level, it got to be enough that NASA officially addressed it. They're like, hey, guys, look, if a planet was going to hit us, you'd see it by now.
Well, that's just what the man would want you to think, though.
Of course, that's what they would say. Okay, so it doesn't happen in 2012. Now, the new hotness is that coming up with the solar eclipse, that once the solar eclipse happens, and that's coming up in a few days, right? I can't remember the date on that.
Like 21st, I think.
Okay, all right. Okay. So once that happens, that is going to be the sign. And after that, we're going to be able to see Nibiru, and we'll have, well, it looks like a month and 3 days. Because they're saying, this guy anyway, is saying the September 23rd is the day that Nibiru is going to, boom. And that's going to be the end.
Well, that falls during the fundraiser, so that's convenient.
Well, so are you saying we shouldn't have the fundraiser?
I don't know. I just feel like that'd be a good time to end.
No, that'd be a great time to go ahead and give plenty of money because, you wouldn't need it.
It won't do you any good.
We've got to get Radio U funded through September 23rd, and then we're done because, well, we're not going to be here.
Right.
Well, and that's 2 days after my birthday. And do you think it would be appropriate for me to celebrate my birthday earlier, knowing that we're all going to bite it on the 23rd? Or
I mean, if your birthday was coming up after the 23rd, I would definitely use this as an excuse to celebrate early. But since it's 2 days before, and hopefully there won't be too much fanfare, hopefully we're all ready for this thing to happen. See, we can just live a normal life until it's over.
I know, but my thought is that I don't think so, because like with another planet approaching, there's going to be tidal this and that. I mean, I might need to celebrate early September, or else it's like, hey, I'm having a birthday party, but the house is flooded.
Right.
So
you could get lost in the shuffle of, an apocalypse.
The world's going to end, and people are calling me selfish because I'm focused on my birthday.
Sure. I can see that. Yeah, why not? Let's set up a party, next week or something.
Okay, let's wait till Nikki gets back. So
okay.
Like maybe, what about like August 21st? Because I think that's a Monday. So, and then it could be like a week-long party, because if you know it's going to be your last birthday, there's no need to skimp.
You've got to milk it.
Cake every day.
My birthday is October 14th, so I've got it. Yeah.
I feel like we could do a joint celebration.
Yeah, we should. Everybody that's coming up before the end of the year, because if you already got your birthday this year, You're not allowed to have a second one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't had my birthday this year.
Yeah. So any 2017 birthday that we have not celebrated yet.
No, see, I don't like that because if we're celebrating everybody's birthday, then it doesn't feel very special at all. So, all right.
Well, there's time in there.
Yeah.
To knock them all out if we are strategic.
But again, I don't want anything distracting from my party.
Oh, okay.
That's where I get concerned.
But you don't want to be called selfish.
I might be willing to share it with you, and it would be kind of like it's Obadiah's birthday party featuring Hudson.
Okay.
But
kind of like the Riot today.
I'm definitely headlining that party.
All right.
The Riot.
Apparently, some of the less athletic types go nuts for this stuff.
Radio U.
If there's something that I'd really like to remove from the pizza process,
okay,
especially the cheap pizza process, it's the shame that's involved. Like, when I go into Little Caesars, I'm basically telling myself in the world that I give up and I don't care.
Right.
That's what you're communicating.
It's always a admission of how poor I am if I go to Little Caesars. It's like, I mean, I'd love to have better pizza, but this is what's in my price range.
Well, yeah, it's like, or it could be that, or it could be just a statement of like, I don't care enough about myself to spend $2 more on pizza.
That's true.
I don't care enough about me and the people that I'm going to be eating this pizza with to spend maybe $3 more. Though, when's the last time you went into Little Caesars?
I mean, I've been there more recently than most pizza places, but it's still been a couple months.
Okay, because like Eric and I had a brief flirtation with the hot and ready where we ate hot and readies like crazy for a couple of weeks, and then after we got out of the hospital, it was like, all right, no more hot and readies. Like, we're just done with that. And so I went in. They put a Little Caesars in, I don't know, like down the street from my house.
Okay,
and I hadn't been in a while, and I walked in to pick up a hot and ready, and you can spend a ton of money on pizza at Little Caesars. Like, it
can add up. Yeah,
I went in for like their deluxe deep dish whatever, which was $8 or $9.
Sure.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, if you don't get the hot and ready, you're really not saving much. And then I always get to save the pizza, I get the garlic sauce.
Well, that does help.
That's 25 cents or whatever down the drain. So,
okay, so Hudson, what does Little Caesars have? Like, how are they going to help me get rid of my secret Little Caesars shame? How do I get a Little Caesars pizza without having to look those people in the eye?
Right, those people that see. I mean, they see the look every day from tons of people.
Downcast, they can barely look up.
Yeah, but still there's judgment in their eyes.
There's judgment. So they have designed what they're calling a pizza portal.
Okay.
So they say the concept is similar to the cupcake ATM that you see at Sprinkles. You'll be able to walk into a Little Caesars and buy a pizza out of a quote-unquote pickup station.
Okay.
You don't have to interact with another human being. You've already paid for your pizza. You just pick it up from this thing. You swipe your card, tell it what you want, and a little thing will open and your pizza's coming out. That's it.
I like that a lot. You know, like looking at this from a restaurant angle, because I used to work at Panera. I like how you have to actually type in a code or whatever. You know, you can't just walk up and your pizza's on a shelf.
Yeah,
because people would go in and just take it.
Of course,
and
I don't
understand because you go into a lot of restaurants like Panera would do it, where they do the online orders and they just put them out there where you can't even see them from the counter. And so, what's to stop people from just picking up food? So, I like how Little Caesars thought of that. They thought of pizza theft for their $5 pizzas.
Maybe Panera, for them, it's like, well, you know, it's the honor system because, you know, the people that go into Panera don't need to steal.
Highfalutin types.
But when you're going into Little Caesars, they're like, look, these are desperate people.
At the bottom of the barrel.
They'll do anything to get their pizza, even not paying for it.
Right. Yeah. Even walk into a Little Caesars.
I will tell you, it's not the best, but I also don't think it's the worst. Like,
there's definitely worse options for sure.
If there was a Little Caesars pizza here now, I'd eat it.
Yeah. I mean, for breakfast.
Sure.
Cold or warm.
I've done it before. I hate myself.
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
All right, let's talk Netflix.
Right.
They had a big news day yesterday. They came out swinging in the early afternoon.
Right.
Because they announced that they were bringing David Letterman out of retirement. That's okay. depending on who you are, that's kind of a big deal. Because for me, my parents used to think I was asleep and I was watching Letterman. And I know Conan was the one that everybody thought was cooler because Letterman was old and whatever. But I loved Letterman's dry sense of humor. I liked Letterman, whatever. And Leno, if you were watching Leno, we can't even be friends.
Yeah,
so
I don't know about Leno. I grew up in a different time, I guess. I mean, because Letterman was never a thing to me. Although, watching all, like, comedians in cars getting coffee and stuff, you know, there's definitely an appreciation for all of those old late-night hosts.
Sure.
That, you know, paved the way and would give people their starts and whatever. But I was never a big fan of watching Letterman. As much as...
See, like, for me, Letterman was the guy, everybody always, like, he was old, he was on his way out, you know, all this kind of stuff. I still loved him. Like, I still loved Letterman. Like, whatever. And he's back. So that was kind of big.
Sure.
Like, he's been retired for 4 years, 5 years.
It seems like it's been a little while.
Yeah. And he's been out of the game, so Netflix has managed to coax him and his ginormous beard out of retirement.
Well, that's enough to make me like him more, just that on its own.
They say that he'll do, it'll be 1 hour shows and it'll be in-depth interviews. Probably not the late night host that, you know, you're used to, but I don't know. I'm curious. I don't think it's going to be mind blowing.
Sure.
But this would be like me retiring and then getting billions of dollars to do 5 podcasts. Of course I would do it.
Yeah.
Like, of course he's coming back. But then again, money probably doesn't mean that much.
The thing is, I guess the only thing I would wonder about is there's a lot of like comedian nerd shows, you know, where now you, like, with comedians in cars getting coffee, there's a lot of stuff out there if you're somebody that just loves comedy and, like, the backstory behind it and everything. So I don't know if it gets lost in that shuffle. But then again, it's Letterman, so he's probably got a little more cachet.
Okay, that was their first, like, quality good news. Hey, we have something.
Right.
But then I felt like last night someone just absolutely pulled the rug out from under Netflix.
Yeah, it's like they announced the Letterman thing and they didn't know it was coming.
2019, the deal that Netflix has with Disney ends. Because right now, like, look, those new Star Wars movies, immediately on Netflix.
Right.
The new Marvel superhero movies, immediately on Netflix. You got the Marvel superhero shows, immediately on Netflix.
Right.
So, like, Doctor Strange, Rogue One, Moana, they all show up as new titles on Netflix. And now, Disney announces when their content deal ends with Netflix in 2019, they're starting their own streaming service. Now, that, I think, will be real competition for Netflix.
That's a big deal.
Because think about this. Disney has, like, they've been making movies for 100 billion years. So they have all of those movies. Then they have run, what do they have, 2, 3, 4 TV networks? They've got the Disney Channel. They've got Disney XD. They own all the Marvel stuff.
Right.
All the Lucasfilm stuff. Like, on and on and on and on and on. They could put together a substantial streaming service.
Yeah, they know how to create content already. They've been doing it a lot longer than Netflix has. I guess you kind of wonder how far they're going to take that competition as far as... I think the thing Netflix has going for it is the original shows. That's why people subscribe to that aside as opposed to Hulu or whatever. But if they can't keep doing... If they won't keep doing Daredevil and, you know, all the stuff that goes on in the Marvel universe, that's going to be a big problem for them. The original content, I think they could get by without all the new movies.
Yeah, like I don't actually watch very many actual movies on Netflix.
I watch stuff on Netflix, movies on Netflix, but it's never like I've never watched a Disney movie on Netflix. I see like the
I haven't either.
I see the Marvel movies on there, and I'm like, yeah, I should watch Civil War again, and then I never do.
Well, see, here's my problem, Hudson, is that, like, when Civil War came out, I just bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm that guy.
If it's that good, then you should buy it, and then you don't need to watch it on Netflix.
That's fair. So Disney saying they're going to start up their own thing. I'll bet it's huge.
Remember when we said things couldn't get any worse? We were wrong. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
We were talking Netflix, Disney, and all those things, and I didn't even realize that we didn't even mention the ESPN part of that.
Yeah, because that could be a lot bigger.
So, okay, lay it out for me, Hudson, because sports, I know nothing.
Right. Okay, so the idea is that next year, The ESPN, a streaming service that is standalone. So this is not, you don't have to be subscribed to whatever cable. You can just get a subscription to whatever this ESPN streaming service is going to be. And they say like thousands and thousands of sporting events will be available through that. But the other interesting thing is that like some typical ESPN programming like SportsCenter may not be available. So it's like, is the actual ESPN channel, are you going to be able to watch like Monday Night Football or college football on this, like that's on ESPN or ESPN2, or is this going to be all like cricket and stuff like that?
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how much it costs, because one of the things I've seen is that I've always said like I would totally pay for an ESPN standalone during college football season. But cable companies aren't stupid, and they've started breaking that content up. It's basically like everybody knows there's money out there, and they're all fighting to get the money. So it's like, for example, I'm an Ohio State football fan. Most of those games end up locked up on ESPN and not on broadcast. But then some of them end up on the Big Ten network. And then if we get really unlucky, one of them ends up on like Fox Sports 1 or something stupid like that. So if you want to watch an entire season, you've got to go to 3 different content providers as far as getting it. And the easiest way, quote unquote, to do that is cable. And so, like, my fall plan for college football is to sign up for, like, YouTube TV or something like that. Pay, like, $25, $30 a month. That gets you access to all the streaming apps, all the whatever. And then I do that for, 4 months, then ditch it because I'm not going to keep paying for TV that I'm not watching kind of thing. So,
well, I think ESPN, I guess I hesitate to admit this, but they also have to keep in mind that anybody that has already ESPN and might share their password with somebody, like, what am I going to do? Pay for ESPN when I can just access whatever I need for free already?
Because your parents are already paying for a cable subscription.
Exactly.
They know that's out there, too.
So what are they going to do, though? Because if it is like Netflix where you can share passwords and whatever, people are going, like, that's just going to be par for the course.
My guess would be they'll probably just do the thing that Netflix does, where it, like, Netflix for like $10 a month, you get 2 streams at a time. And then for $13 a month, you get 4 streams at a time. And so my roommates and I split a Netflix account. So that keeps, there's 3 of us. And so we have, at any time, if we're all watching Netflix, we pay $13 a month, we're covered. And that's kind of it. So my guess would be they'll probably lock something like that into the ESPN app where it's like, okay, like you can have 2 things accessing this at a time for $12 a month or whatever you would pay for it.
There you go. Well, the only other thing I worry about is the cost, though, because they always show, you've seen the charts of like ESPN is like 10 times more in your, if you broke down how much each channel costs. And I feel like it was like $22 or something like that.
It's way more.
So what are they going to charge? Like, people, I think, would also freak out if ESPN, this streaming service, is as much as just a subscription to Sling TV or something like that.
Well, they wouldn't get it. Like, they'd price themselves out. Like, you wouldn't pay, if it was like, you can pay $20 a month for Sling TV and it includes ESPN. Or you can pay $20 for ESPN. Nobody's going to do that.
But how are they going to, they have all these streaming rights and like all these broadcast rights of other sports channels or sports leagues and whatever. And they've got to pay for that. So I don't know how they're going to make it work, but it's going to be crazy.
I don't think that they could charge more than $15 a month for it. That's what HBO charges, right? $15 a month. And they are the most expensive streaming service out there. Like, I don't think they can go over HBO. I could be wrong. Sports is the most lucrative thing on TV. Like, so, you know what? It's the Wild West out there. We don't know where this thing's going to go.
It's all up in the air.
The worst of the riot has no expiration date. It's born spoiled. It's the Riot on Radio U.
So, Hudson, did you go to Minecon last year?
No, I did not. What is Minecon?
Oh, come on, Hudson. Don't play coy. We all know that you're a huge Minecraft fan. We know you've recreated Radio U in Minecraft, and we know that you go home and do fake air shifts in front of fake Minecraft microphones because you're the hottest DJ in the Minecraft world.
Right.
Come on.
Sorry. Sorry, I have I've heard of Minecraft.
I just think it's a shame that you're not comfortable yet enough to be your true self. That's the part that bothers me. Like, nobody, look, this is a judgment-free environment, Hudson.
Of all the things I have to be embarrassed about, like, Minecraft wouldn't be that high on the list if it was a thing, but it's not.
Did anybody else hear it? Did anybody else hear the judgment words? Because I heard it. He said, things I have to be embarrassed about. No one has to be embarrassed about Minecraft, Hudson.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I think that I feel it. I feel judgment and condemnation, Hudson. And I'm trying to help you, but you know, it's fine. One day you're going to be ready to embrace it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So Minecon, that is a Minecraft convention. It's the official Minecraft convention that the fine people at Mojang put together every year for all of the Minecraft peoples.
Okay.
But apparently last year, I mean, maybe it wasn't that well attended. I don't know what it is, but they have decided this year there will be no Minecon.
Oh.
But they're going to have Minecon Earth.
Oh, what does that mean?
It's going to be a big online stream that will replace Minecon. And so for 90 minutes, you'll get a free live show in which they'll take, they say, the best bits of previous events and incorporate them into a condensed show dedicated to all things Minecraft.
Wow.
Also, if you watch the actual live stream, there will be unique items that will be for sale only to those viewers.
So there you go. There's the thing.
That I know, like it sounds like, oh, it's just a huge cash in, but have you ever been to a convention before?
No.
Okay.
Not that kind.
Well, I will tell you
that
sometimes some of the incentives of going to like San Diego Comic-Con is that they have like merchandise that is only available
exclusive
at that convention.
Sure.
So, you know, you get the opportunity to spend money at that convention on an item that no one can buy anywhere else.
Sure.
Right? Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, here you go. The Minecon, you'll get a chance to buy online exclusively some merchandise that's only available during the stream.
Wow, that's really great.
All right, that's fine. It's like play coy, but I know that you're going to be watching on November 18th.
Right.
Hudson takes the day off to prepare for Minecon Earth.
What's great about this is now I can have Minecon be a part of Minecon without leaving my own home and having people, telling people where I'm going on my trip and stuff like that. That'll be embarrassing. So.
Yeah, you can just do that right here from the studio, and there's nothing to be embarrassed about.
The Riot sees gas station hot dogs as part of a balanced breakfast.
Is that bad?
Well, not good.
It's The Riot on Radio U.
Hudson, what's your favorite donut?
Gotta be probably Boston cream in general.
All right. Okay, that's donut. Let me say this another way. What is your favorite donut place? Like restaurant, donut shack, like whatever.
I mean, it's hard to beat Krispy Kreme on a national level.
Okay, that's fair. On a national level, you're right. Especially if they're coming hot off the conveyor belt there.
Yeah.
The Krispy Kreme glazed donut is just...
Yeah.
It's special.
When it just melts in your mouth like that.
Yeah. Whew. I feel like their specialty donuts are not as great.
Yeah. Oh, their Boston cream is trash. But
yeah. Okay. But yeah, I'm with you on that. That's really good. What about Dunkin' Donuts? Where do you stand on that?
I'll pop in every once in a while. You know, the problem with them is there's not one that's convenient to me. There's been a few that popped up in our town recently, but not really in my neck of the woods.
My Dunkin' Donuts memory is my dad taking me there when I was a kid. But now there isn't one... Like, not even close to me.
Yeah.
Like, nowhere close. My biggest connection with Dunkin' Donuts at this point is getting their coffee sometimes at a grocery store.
Ooh.
Like,
I'm sorry to hear that.
You don't like their coffee?
I hate their coffee.
Oh! Okay. All right. Well, what about... Let me ask you this. Back into the theoretical world here. Let's say you and I go to Dunkin' Donuts and you're yelling at the person behind the counter because you hate their coffee. But you're going to go ahead and lower yourself to eat one of their donuts.
I can eat their donuts, sure.
If you picked up a blueberry donut.
Wouldn't happen.
Or, all right.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay. Listen, like, this is theoretical, okay?
All right. Okay. In a world where I like blueberry donuts.
Okay. Just theoretically, that you're willing to lower yourself to Dunkin' Donuts and you're willing to eat a blueberry donut. If you picked up a blueberry donut or a blueberry muffin, would you expect that blueberry donut or muffin to contain actual blueberries?
That's tough to say. I would kind of be, in a way, I would be surprised if they were real at Dunkin' Donuts. I don't feel like that's an insult, but I feel like if they can get away with not using real blueberries, because I think they're kind of expensive.
Like blueberries?
Yeah.
I bought a 3-pound bag of frozen blueberries the other day for $11.99.
Yikes.
That's
like more expensive than some meat.
Well, Hudson, I put them in my smoothies, and you just put a cup at a time.
Sure.
And that bag will last me probably a month.
Yeah.
So,
some ground beef wouldn't last you that long, I guess.
No, that'd be, a 3-pound bag of ground beef, that's just one meal.
Right.
That's not going to make it. So there's a lawsuit right now it's in Chicago, and it's being filed in the Illinois Fraud and Deceptive Business Practices Act. That's the law that they're using to sue Dunkin' Donuts over, saying, hey, guys, this is a blueberry donut. There are no blueberries in it. And that's what the guy is suing over. He says he actually went ahead and bought a blueberry muffin. And it turns out that the blueberries, again, he's alleging, I don't want to get into a thing here because I don't know.
Right.
But he's alleging that there are not actual blueberries, but instead they are little, the things that seem like blueberries are actually little, what does he call them? They're like protein, sugar packets almost, or something like that.
Okay.
They're just located and they look like blueberries.
Do they taste like blueberries?
Well, there's definitely some blueberry flavoring in it, but let's be clear, a lot of blueberry flavoring probably doesn't have blueberry in it. So
yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. So I just want to know, do you expect a blueberry muffin to have a blueberry in it?
Ultimately, at Dunkin' Donuts, I don't.
So, but would you enough to sue over it?
No.
Okay, because
wait, can I make some money? Am I going to win this case? Because I'll sue over a lot of things.
Okay,
if I'm going to win.
Then last question, since you brought up money, I hate to lower ourselves,
sure.
But since we've already lowered ourselves to Dunkin' Donuts,
right,
in this theoretical blueberry world, what would you, in this theoretical world, think that you could sue Dunkin' Donuts for over the lack of blueberry in your blueberry muffin?
Well, what would be fair would be like, what, 50 cents for
Nobody said fair. I'm not fair. That's not it. I'm asking.
I'm suing them for everything they've got, basically.
Okay. Well, there's a number between everything they have and 50 cents.
Yeah.
And that number is $5 million.
Start high.
He's suing for $5 million.
Oh, that seems low.
You think?
The part that keeps me up at night, we paid them for this. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Hudson, how often do you leave your dog at home alone?
It happens kind of often, I guess.
Well, have you thought about their feelings?
Yeah, my dog. It upsets me to leave her behind. I was going to call it a him. It's a girl.
Pause. See, did you see what you just did there?
What did I do?
I said, have you thought about their feelings? And then you just talked to me about your feelings. Did you catch that?
I guess that's true.
That's what just happened.
I feel bad for my dog.
What about how your dog feels?
Yeah. Well, I feel bad because I know that the dog doesn't like it.
Okay, all right. Now we're talking about how your dog feels.
Right.
All right. Not how it affects you, how it affects your dog.
Right.
You don't like them being home alone all day.
Yes.
Have you thought about getting them some audiobooks they could listen to while they're home alone?
Not audiobooks, but like the idea has crossed my mind that you need to do something to help the dog feel occupied. Well, okay, here's the thing. Not to get too off track, but my dog, I used to not leave it in a cage and it would tear things up. And so I went through a lot of avenues to try to figure out how can I get the dog to behave and not have basically separation anxiety. And eventually, a lot of those didn't work. So it's just all right, we'll get a cage and it can deal for a little while.
All right. This is just a side note too, that society is at a place where we're talking about the separation anxiety of our dogs.
Yeah.
I want you to know that society is either headed towards a pit or we've climbed to new heights.
Yeah.
Because we're not concerned about the separation anxiety of children at school. We're concerned about the separation anxiety of animals we lock in our homes.
Right.
It's an odd mix. But hey, Cesar Millan is
the dog guy.
He's the dog whisperer.
I
Hudson.
see his food every time I buy dog food. Well, I don't buy it, but
he wants to whisper to your dog. And I'm not just saying that. He's teaming up with Audible, and they're releasing audiobooks for dogs.
Interesting.
And so they say that his whispery voice is going to be perfect for your dog while they're home alone. So that's the titles that are going to be available. The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein.
Yeah.
Born a Crime, Stories from a South African Childhood by Trevor Noah. And Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. So,
and he thinks my dog would like that.
Yeah, he does. Now, let's say that your dog, for example, doesn't have the geographical knowledge to be able to place South African Childhood, in its proper context.
Sure.
They're saying that just the sound of his voice reading to your dog is going to create such peace and harmony that the separation anxiety that you said your dog was feeling is something they wouldn't feel anymore.
I find that hard to believe. I'll tell you why. My dog, we've tried putting like stuff on the TV, stuff that dogs would be interested in. Not Cesar Millan specifically.
All right.
But I mean, putting dog TV on, and the dog definitely is interested for a time.
Dog TV?
Yeah, if
you
go
have
on
a
YouTube,
dog TV network? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So YouTube dog. All right. Okay.
And the dog definitely gets interested, but it has a short attention span. I guess eventually it realizes that it's not real.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like the voice of anybody is going to calm that dog no matter what. No matter what it's reading or who it is, I don't think that is going to be what soothes my dog.
Well, I'll tell you right now that the people at Amazon and Audible completely disagree with you.
Yeah, they do, I'm sure.
Because they absolutely want to make this available. So I don't know that it's available yet, but it will be soon. Then again, I didn't double check Audible, so maybe it is. But I just want you to know, Hudson, that your dog wants a steak and an audiobook from Caesar. That's what they're looking for.
It's the Riot.
It's pretty violent. It's pretty gory. It's probably not for kids. But fun? Ho ho! Yeah!
Radio U. Food fight.
Well, Hudson, here I have a note.
Okay.
Because these snacks were sent to us from Jennifer in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Hey.
And here's what she says. Dear Riot Crew. That's you now.
Yeah.
These snacks were hand-carried from India for a Riot food fight.
Wow.
Sorry the bags are a bit sticky. It didn't seem too bad. Our driver came to a fast stop and my drink spilled. Check out Indian Driving on YouTube. You'll understand. Blessings from a casual listener. My son and husband are addicted to your show. Jennifer, did you just tell us that you don't like us as much as they do? I heard that.
That was a backhanded compliment.
Well, Jennifer, thanks for hand-carrying these from India.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we going to start with? I've got here Kurkur Masala Munch. And they look like Cheetos.
Okay.
But they're basically flavored, I guess,
good.
masala.
I guess. Whenever Lay's had the, World of Flavor thing, and they did the masala
totally can't
chips.
get them to open. All right.
There you go. Do you remember that? Those were actually good. I had never had masala before.
That's an interesting flavor. Go ahead, Hudson. Get in on that.
All right, let's see.
It just smells spicy.
Yep.
I don't know that there's a particular... This is the taste of India, Hudson.
This is real India. This isn't Lay's fake India.
I don't even know how to describe that flavor.
Yeah, because it's not something we normally eat. It's masala. This doesn't come up for us.
It's spicy, like hot spicy.
But it's not like... It's not like, whoa, my mouth is on fire, but you can definitely... There's one spot in my mouth where I chewed it.
Exactly
it's
that.
It didn't go through my whole mouth.
Like my left side underneath my tongue.
Right.
It's hot.
Yep, exactly.
That's a weird one.
All right.
You know what, though? I like that.
That's pretty good.
That is a good flavor. Like, if it weren't for the Kino thing, diet that we're all on, I'd maybe eat some more of those.
Well, it might not be made out of corn. Maybe it's made out of something else, and there's no carbs in it, if I'm lucky.
Yeah, that's not true. Okay, what do you got?
I feel like with those, though, they might, one is good, but then as you start to eat more and it gets hotter, you might
be done?
Yeah.
Okay,
so I have, these are Lay's. This is Spanish Tomato Tango. It appears to have a picture of a tomato cut in half and a bottle of olive oil, and I also can't get it open.
Okay, the bags are hard. Like, you know how
Yeah,
you
what
try
are
to
they
pull
doing
the
in
top
India?
apart?
Yeah,
I
it
couldn't get
doesn't
it
work.
open that way. They must be
doesn't
made
work.
of something else. Just rip down. That's what I did.
I was about to use my teeth, but
Can you,
we're
like
sharing.
the- do
Okay,
like
I got
this?
it. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, the bags open differently.
All right, Spanish Tomato Tango.
And this is
they're wavy.
A wavy Lay's potato chip. And on the cover, you've got potatoes, tomatoes, and looks like
Olive oil? Is that what that is?
Yeah, maybe. Ooh, it smells like a ketchup potato chip.
That's a strong smell.
It tastes like a ketchup chip to me. I mean, you're from Canada, Hudson, don't you?
Yeah, it's ketchup-y. I don't think I like this one.
Oh, I like that a lot.
You do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's definitely like it's got some spice to it, but not hot spice. But there's some additional flavor to go along with the ketchup.
I haven't had potato chips in more than a month. That might be part of the problem right there.
Yeah, neither have I.
Okay, and here we go. This is my favorite bag in the whole mix. This bag is called Uncle Chips. That's the name of the chips. And it just says on there 20% extra.
Yeah, what? 20% extra what?
We don't know.
The Lay's bag, 20% more. Then what?
Okay, so and here we have, this flavor is plain salted. All right, there you go, sir.
We should have started with this one because now we're going to have a hard time tasting it.
See, I actually thought these would be a good palate cleanser. I don't know.
A little bland, I'd say.
Oh, well, compared to those other chips, it absolutely
Let me
is.
have a couple more.
Now, are you experiencing a carb high right now since you haven't been having carbs? And now
I think you're going to have a carb low is what's going to happen.
All of a sudden, Hudson's eyes roll back in his head, and he's like, it's so good! That's all right.
That's really... It tastes like a regular potato chip, but it's actually less salty. I don't hate it.
That tomato one was, for me, that's where it was at.
I think I'm eating another Uncle Chip. I think I could have more of the Kurkur, the masala Cheeto type thing.
Yeah, that was good too.
I think that's my go-to out of these three. Well,
thanks again to Jennifer in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and fam for hand carrying those all the way back from India so that we could taste test them. And remember, anytime you want to buy us food and send it, we're always ready.
The Riot talks about wanting a day off, but when do we get a day off from them?
Whoa! You suck at this!
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
So, you like Nintendo games, Hudson? Right now, tell me, right now! Do you like Nintendo?
Yeah, I'm a...
you paused! It's a lie! Hudson lies! I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm a fan, but not the world's biggest fan.
Okay. Well, then this probably isn't for you.
Okay.
Because Nintendo is going to have their world championships, and the first thing that you can think to tell me is that you're not the world's biggest fan.
So I would have won the World Fan Championship of that.
Your words, not my words. You said that. This is probably not for you.
I guess not.
They are having the Nintendo World Championships, and by the way, it's only if you live in Canada or the United States, so it's a small world.
That's not really the world. I feel like you're excluding a lot of Japan, China, where people might be really into Nintendo.
Maybe they have other championships somewhere else. Maybe they're having a world championship in Japan, and they're just not telling them about the United States. Shh, don't ask questions. So here's the deal. Mario Kart 7 is going to be how you register for the Nintendo World Championships. There are Best Buy locations in 8 American cities where you will go to qualify starting on August 19th. Here we go. New York City, San Jose, Chicago, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Dallas, Seattle, and Miami.
All right.
So the competition will focus on time trials, and it'll be split into 2 age groups, 12 and younger, 13 and older. The winners from each age bracket at each event, so like at each one of those Best Buys, will move you on to the finals. So you'll have 16 people that will be participating in the Nintendo World Championships.
Wow.
Yeah. And you have to do it on a DS. Like, you would think since Mario Kart is out on the Switch now, that like it would be a Mario Kart 8 thing that you play on the Wii U or the Switch. But no, it's Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS or 2DS.
Is this actually Nintendo sanctioned, or is this just somebody putting on like somebody really wants to make a Nintendo tournament, so they're going big?
Oh, no,
this is Nintendo sanctioned, and this is the best they can come up with.
What?
It's like on the DS, 8 cities.
Oh, okay.
Like, what if you're in Oklahoma or something? And you're like, where am I going to? I have to go hours and hours away just to be a part of this.
World's biggest fan starting to sound like world's biggest hater now. Like, I'm not their biggest fan, but I love to hate on them a lot. That's what I hear right now.
In a world where, you can play video games with people across the world from your own home, and you have to go to a Best Buy in Minneapolis to qualify. You know what?
Okay, fine. Let me sweeten the deal for you, Hudson.
Okay.
All right? Let me put a little sugar in your haterade. Super Mario Odyssey, which is the big new Super Mario game that comes out in, I believe, October 27th.
Okay.
You're going to get an early look at that. If you go to one of these participating Best Buys, you'll get a chance to, I believe, play Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
And also Metroid Samus Returns, which is coming to also, I believe, the 3DS.
Well,
that's happening in September. So
that could be interesting.
So does that taste a little sweeter going down?
I mean, it would maybe motivate me a little more to want to go participate in one of these things. But still, like, you got to go a long way. You got to be really committed to either playing Samus Returns, or you have to know that you are really good at Mario Kart 7 to have to make this kind of trek. For most people. I think I'm really good at Mario Kart until I start playing it with other people. I'm like, I'm the best at this. Yeah.
And then I'm not the best at it.
The Riot.
All right, pace yourself, because you're going to have to do this all day for very little money.
Radio U.
So have you ever had somebody say to you, or maybe you've even said yourself, where you're like, man, God has really tested me today. My car wouldn't start, so God's really tested me. I didn't win the lottery last night. Like, God's really tested me. Like, I went to work and the printer's not working. Yeah. God's really tested me. I got to have number 2 pencils and they only had number 3 at Target. God's really testing me. Like, okay. Let's be honest. Life gets hard, right? Like, things happen.
Sure.
Things not great. But God is not in heaven like, hey, I'm going to pull all the number 2 pencils and see how Hudson reacts right now.
I'll really throw him for a loop. Let's see how he deals with this.
Hudson, you better be good, because God is watching, and I'm watching you. And if you do bad, I got to tell you, I'm going to be right around to punish you. So here's how it works, Hudson. I'm God, and I set you up to fail. And then when you fail, I'm going to punish you for failing.
Right. Doesn't make sense.
God is not like that. You have a completely wrong idea of who God is. Jesus loves you. He went to great pains to take care of things that keep you and God separated so that you could be together, so that you could have a relationship with God. And you've got to understand something. God is not actively at work in your life setting you up to fail. Life is like that. There are other forces in the universe that are at work in some ways to do that. But I want you to know that God is working really hard to try to set you up for success. Now, when I say that, you're like, okay, so like a yacht and like, a couple, like girlfriend in this city and that city and a big car. No, I just mean the ability to live life, to be loved and love other people. That's what I'm talking about when I say, quote unquote, success. That you don't have to be addicted and dragged down and whatever. And maybe your day doesn't have to be ruined because they're out of the pencils that you need. That's what I'm talking about. Jesus wants you to live a better life than all of that. And how do you live a better life? Because God's a part of your life. This is not a self-help book. This is not 10 steps to being less angry. This is having a relationship with God where he comes and lives in your life, lives in your heart, and he teaches you a better way to live. And you guys are friends, and you can talk to him about stuff, and he's always around, and he is not setting up a car accident around the corner to see how you react. That is not the character of Jesus as I know him. In fact, it's not even close. So look, God is actually rooting for you. He is cheering you on. He loves you, and he does not want to sit on the sidelines and cheer. He wants to be an active part of the team. And then you begin to realize it's not so much that he's on your team. He's inviting you to be on his. It's amazing. If you don't have a relationship with God, what a bummer. You have all these misconceptions about who God really is, and I hate to hear that. So what I want you to do is I want you to stop listening to me and maybe even to all these other people, and I want you to go straight to the source. I want you to start a relationship with God right now where you are and say, Jesus, I want that. I want you to come into my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit, and I want you to show me a different way, a better way to do this. And that's something he's going to do.
Starting your day with the worst of the riot is a great idea because it's guaranteed to get better from here. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Hudson, there's a war on soda.
Yeah?
You're on a keto diet.
Okay.
Can you have soda on a keto diet?
I can have diet soda, yeah. No,
Okay.
as long as there's no sugar involved.
You can eat it.
Yeah.
Okay. So where are you at on soda? You drinking diet soda now? Were you drinking diet soda before?
No, I wasn't. I'm not. I've kind of phased soda out. I used to be a huge soda guy. Kind of phased it out a little bit.
I used to love it, so.
I wasn't.
I still love it. I don't drink it, but I love it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Sorry.
I got a little hooked as far as diet goes. No, I wouldn't say hooked, because you can't find it anywhere really. But Diet Dr. Pepper Cherry is the only diet soda that I can really go with. But over the weekend, I had some real Coke and some other soda while I was cheating. And actually, I was like, whoa, I can't actually do this. This is too sweet.
Yeah.
I've kind of, I guess I've really phased soda out of my life.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good feeling.
Look at you, Hudson.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That means that you'd be free to move to Philadelphia because, they have that soda tax.
Right.
And there's this article here, man, there's some really angry people in Philadelphia called the Tax Foundation. And they did a study last week on the soda tax.
Okay.
One of the things they're saying is that this soda tax has now made soda more expensive than beer.
Whoa.
Which,
like, percentage-wise, they charge more percent, or is this just like you actually would pay more for a bottle of soda than a bottle of beer?
They say,
because that would be shocking.
They say more for a bottle of soda than a bottle of beer.
Yikes.
Okay, my general rule of thumb has been, and I don't buy beer. I'm not a beer guy. So
Sure.
like when I'm in the store, it seems to me that like a 12-pack of soda is $5 or $6, and a 12-pack of beer is $12?
Usually, yeah, you're paying probably about $1 a beer unless you're getting super cheap stuff.
Okay.
Soda, yeah, is probably about half that.
Okay, so that means, doesn't this seem not possible to you?
Yeah, it seems outrageous.
It doesn't seem like they could possibly have, because the tax is 1.5 cents per ounce. So that means that it would be 18 cents on a can of soda. So
that would add up.
Yeah, but like if your soda can's $1 and it's $1.18, like by that math, I guess it depends on how you do the math. But like they say there is empirical evidence, like studies show that people will then start drinking beer instead of soda. I find that very hard to believe.
I don't think you stop by McDonald's and you're like, well, the soda tax has made this too expensive, so I guess I'll go run to the gas station and pick up a PBR or whatever. I don't think that's probably likely.
Or they're just like, you know what? Screw McDonald's. I'm going to the bar.
Yeah.
I just don't see that being a thing. But the other big thing they've said is they're like, hey, they said that this money that they were going to make from this tax, it was not to fight obesity. They were trying to raise money for preschool programs for Philadelphia city schools.
Okay.
Now, these people have done a study and found that they have spent 49% of the tax on that. The rest of it they have spent on, government employee benefits.
Oh, no. Here we go.
That was 20% for that and 30% of it on parks, libraries, and community programs.
Okay.
So, still, Hudson, the Tax Foundation is like, you lied.
Yeah. And
you said it was for one reason.
People have been not buying as much soda because they've been going outside of Philadelphia. So it's not even raising as much money as they thought it would.
Well, I can tell you right now that, since I don't drink soda anymore, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm fine. I don't miss it.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the Radio U network through the Radio U app or at riot.radiou.com.
I hate myself.